Hi Stampin' friends, Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm here today to share with you another card using the Memories and More card pack. This time today I will just be using one of the pre-printed cards along with the card I'm going to use from the pack is this one. I'm going to use the hand-pinned petals stamp set, and I'm going to be using the Pretty Flowers embossing folder along with some of our sheer, and this is the Gorgeous Grape, and it is gorgeous. All right. Oh, and I cannot forget, this is kind of the star of the show. Can you see the shimmer? This is the In Color Shimmer Vellum. It is really fun to work with, and you get 2 sheets of each of the 5 colors, and they're 12 by 12 sheets. So as you can see, I've been making lots of butterflies. The other thing too, and I shouldn't forget to tell you, is the butterfly that I'm using comes from the Meadow dies. And it looks like, well, the one I'm going to use is this one right here. So the cool thing about these Meadow dies is they're part of a bundle with the Quiet Meadow stamp set. However, the dies do not coordinate with the stamp set at all. So you can buy them together and save 10% if you want both. But otherwise, you can purchase individually the dies or the stamp set. So I do have another video out there with Memories and More that uses the Quiet Meadow stamp set. So check that out. All right, so those are our products that I'm going to be using. Let's start off with what you'll need for the card. Here's the card. And this is So Saffron cardstock. It's part of our Subtles collection. It measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're going to need a piece of basic white that measures 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be the insert for in our card. I have another piece of So Saffron that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And as I told you, I'm going to be using this card from the Memories and More card pack, but I am going to cut it in half because then with the 2 cards that come in the kit or in the pack of cards, I have enough to make 4 of these cards. All right. So cut it in half. It'll measure 3 inches by 4 inches. I took a piece of the Highland Heather and I cut it at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, just so I have that 1/4 inch mat around my focal piece here. And then I took the shimmer vellum, and this is the new in color called Fresh Freesia. It's beautiful. And I cut 4 of them for this card. And the reason being is I love that it's firm, it's vellum. So even when I put this in an envelope and my the person receiving my card takes it out, these are still going to pop up. And they just look so pretty. They're 3-dimensional on the card. And then of course my little in color, those are the 2020-2022 in color square gems. In the last catalog they were round. Now they're square, and they're really fun to work with. So let's assemble our butterflies. And I was fortunate enough to get some of the rolls of glue dots that are sticking to the wrong side, so that's okay. They work the same, but if you got one of those, it was a production error, but they They perform just as expected. It's just that you have to work in reverse. All right, there's that. And let's pick up another glue dot off the strip. And I'm gonna layer that on top. And then fold up the wings to give it that three-dimensional look. I'm gonna bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm gonna be using the piercing point end. Please excuse my fingernails. I have been playing with dirt. It's been really nice outside here in Minnesota, and my flower gardens need some love. So I've been out there working on them. And as soon as I'm finished with this video, I am headed back out to my flower gardens. All right. So I put these on just at a diagonal, so they sit on the butterflies looking more like a diamond shape than a square. All right, our butterflies are almost ready. I am going to just quickly place my die on the magnetic card because I have a tendency to lose those, and that's not fun when you have to go searching for them. All right, so on this piece, this is the one that I cut, remember, 3 inches by 4 inches. I'm gonna stamp, and I'm gonna be using that anything is possible from the hand-pinned stamp set. And I'm gonna use a Mento Tuxedo Black ink to do that. I mounted the photopolymer stamp onto the C block. So I'm just going to ink that up. And being it is photopolymer, I'm going to bring in my silicone craft mat. And I'm going to stamp that right up here at the top. Kind of toward the left, but at the top. Okay? Pretty, isn't it? Now, I'm going to bring back in our glue dots. And I'm just going to pick up a glue dot on this butterfly. And I'll give one here. And we'll pick up another glue dot. I'll just put another one here. I wanted it down just a little bit more so I wasn't on top of my sentiment. There. It's coming together. All right. So our next step is to take our focal piece here, and I'm going to add some seal. And we're going to mount this on that Highland Heather piece that measured 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, just a little bit bigger than our card, so it has that nice mat. All right, we're getting close here. I'm just going to move this out of the way, make room for the boss. So this is our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. It's pretty amazing. If you don't have one, you might consider. I'm using platform 1. I'm using a cutting plate. I'm going to bring in our Pretty Flowers embossing folder. And then I've got this piece that measures, boy, I forgot, sorry. 3 3/4 by 5. Again, I'm going to set this in here. Don't put your cardstock up to the top. It will break your folder. When you insert your folder into your die cutting machine. It's always this creased end first. This is not a 3D embossing folder, so I added another cutting plate up on the top. Let's move this out of the way. And look how beautiful this Pretty Flowers embossing folder is. Both front and back, if you want a debossed or an embossed look. I love it. All right. So our next step is going to be, I'm just going to add a little bit of snail. Why am I calling it snail? Seal to the top and the bottom of our embossed piece here. And it's just so that I can attach my ribbon. And again, this is the gorgeous grape sheer ribbon. I really like this color combination too, that soft yellow and then the purples. It just kind of says spring all over the place, doesn't it? All right, let's grab a sheet of dimensionals. I'm going to add dimensionals here to the back of our dry embossed cardstock. And then we're going to add that to the left side of our card here. And what I was looking at is I wanted this border and this border to be about the same. All right, so now that this is on there, I can just slip this under. I'm going to tie a knot. This ribbon is a little bit stretchy too, which is kind of nice because you can adjust your bow or your tails here to point in the direction you want. And as you know, Stampin' Up! Ribbon is always really quality ribbon. And this roll, there's 10 yards of ribbon, so check those out. Let's bring back in our focal piece. And when I put this down, I'm going to just adhere this to our embossed piece. I want this to stay loose on this edge. So when I flip it over and add my Stampin' Seal, I don't want any adhesive along that edge. So I'll start here and just kind of do three lines of adhesive. And then I'm able to lay it down on the card. Again, I'm not going to stamp the inside of this because I feel like this one could be any kind of inspiration. It could be a get well, it could be a congratulations. This anything is possible just feels kind of like it's open to a lot of different occasions. So I'm going to leave it blank on the inside. But I wanted to share with you again how quick and easy these Memories and More cards make. It makes it simple to make elegant and easy cards. Thank you for joining me today. Check out the Memories and More. It's on page 127 in the annual catalog. If you don't have your annual catalog yet, be sure to check in the description down below. I've got lots of links there to subscribe to my newsletter, to request a catalog, to follow me on Pinterest, Facebook, whatever. So thank you for joining me again today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.